Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Just Asking for a Friend. I'm Thor Gunderson, and here we meet collectors, content makers, people throughout the collecting community, sculptors, people from the industry, and today I think is our first official celebrity guest. This man, the first time I saw him on MCE, and I said when I heard him talk and I saw him, I said this man is going to do well with his channel and everything, because for some reason I just got an eye for that kind of stuff. And I've become very fond of this man, and he's good friends with our man Junior, which you saw previously. And he also started out with hot toys, but then kind of moved into statues. Now he's in the bus. It is my great pleasure, and you might remember him from the Terror Squad with Big Pun and those kind of folks back in the day. It's my great pleasure to introduce you to the Sick One of Sick Mansion Collectibles.
What's going on? What's going on?
What's good, my brother? How you been, man?
Thank you, man. Thank you for having me, man. I appreciate you, my brother.
Oh, man, it's all good. You know, it's all in the family. And, first, I like to start out by, letting people, get to know you, tell people where you're from and, how you, what was your first, I guess we'll get into it later, how you got into pop culture and everything. But, let folks know where you're from and where you came up and everything.
Well, for those that don't know me, I'm from the South Bronx. Came up from the Bronx. Original member of the original Terror Squad, not the record label Terror Squad, but the original Terror Squad. Got a couple of documentaries out there where you can hear the history, know the story. If you want to know more about me and who I am, you could go and check out Big Pun, Still Not a Player, the documentary. We on there, and it tells you the whole history of who we are, where we came from, and stuff like that. You know what I mean? So yeah, that's where I'm from. I'm from the Bronx, Bronx guy. Now currently living in Florida with my family, and I come from music. That's my background. I got a music background, and just came up from the Bronx to music, and then made my way here to Florida, and then from Florida got into the clubs and got into owning clubs and all kind of things and everything, and then here I am.
Well, let's start with the music aspect of it. When did you first start out? Were you doing clubs and parties, or did you get in? And then how did you get in the record label and all that kind of stuff?
Originally, I'm from Forest Projects, and that's in the Bronx, off of Boston Road, in the middle of Boston Road and Prospect Avenue, for Tinton, 165 and Tinton Avenue in the projects. And I started with the music. I was always a loner doing my own thing. And then first person I knew, because he was from my block, from the music, was Lord Finesse. Lord Finesse from Digging in the Crates crew. He was the first rapper in the block, the first guy to get signed, the first guy with a record. And it was funny because every time you used to see Lord Finesse, he used to walk around with his album and shit. He used to always walk around with his album all the time. And so we were good friends. We all came from the projects and everything like that. And during that time, I was I was very hood. I was always in problems with the police, and used to go to jail like every other weekend. So I had a rough upbringing, very rough upbringing. And pretty much I was in the streets when I was 13 years old. About 13 years old, I was running the streets already and everything. And, more into my teenage, I started getting into the music and everything. And Fat Joe came in the picture, Joey. And, we came up in the block as in, what we used to do in the streets. You know what I'm saying? And so Joe was doing he was real heavy into the music. I was just writing and things like that. I wasn't really into the recording part of it or anything like that. Joe was one of the first ones from our crew that was doing that thing. And then, Diamond D, Showbiz, AG, all these guys, Big L, my brother, rest in peace. They were all doing their thing. They started their clique and that. And then Joe started doing his music. And then I used to go with Joe, and I used to be Fat Joe's hype man back in the days.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah. So I was his hype man back in the days. And then it just got to that point where when we used to go out to the clubs and all that and do all these little hood clubs and everything, the crew used to be like, yo, pass Tomb, because that was my original name, was Tomb, Big Tomb. And So it was short for Tombstone because supposedly I put people in Tombstone.
Supposedly, right?
Allegedly.
Right. We cannot confirm.
To put it short, everybody started calling me Tomb. And
Right.
then when we used to go to the clubs, everybody knew that I spit. I just spit different. You know what I mean? Like if you never heard my music, it's the same thing the way Pun spit. You know what I'm saying? And I'll tell you in a minute how that came about with Pun. But my style was more of that, which was different from Joe. Joe was on a flow thing. I was kind of on a faster rapping thing and just a little, more lyrical. I used to do that for Joe. I used to be his hype man and everything. And plus, I used to bring the muscle because I had my crew, and my crew was the one that was always the muscle.
Right.
And we used to bring the crew and make sure everybody was good or whatever. And then a lot of my people, they used to be like, yo, pass Toom the mic. So they'll pass me the mic or whatever, and I'll start spitting. And then it was just a whole different vibe when I used to do my music. And then everybody was seeing that. And that's long story short, let's just move all the way down. Joe did his thing and everything. I ended up going to jail. I did like a little 2 years, stint. And I came home. When I came home, Joe was still doing his thing with his music. We wasn't all, it wasn't all involved in that. I was trying to get my stuff straight because I just came home. I had no money. I had nothing. So then I got into the drug game and all that, started doing my thing. And then I met Pun. Chris at the time, he wasn't Pun. He was called Big Moondog. And when I met Chris, he used to do his thing and down the street from my mother's house, from my mother's block. And this was the time when Pun was like my size. He wasn't.
Yeah, I've seen a picture. I saw a picture of him when he was smaller.
Yeah, he was about 230, 220. Real dude, good looking dude, you know what I'm saying, in the block chilling. He used to play ball a lot. And then I remember I ain't seen him for a while. I ain't seen him. And then I thought he went to jail or something. And then one day he ran up on me in front of my mom's block, and he had this little car, and he comes, a Taurus. He gets out the car. He was like 500 pounds.
Wow.
And I really didn't even recognize him. I was like,
wow.
yo, what's good? And we became close again and everything. And then Cuban came into the picture. SIth has always been there. Triple SIth always been there. Sammy. Sammy lived in the down the street from my block in another little project that's called Davidson Projects. That was right off of Prospect Avenue. That's where he came from. And then he used to go and play softball at 52 Park. It's right across the street from Morris High School and Forest Projects. So that's how SIth got to know, the guys from the block, because we used to play softball against each other. And so I had my little thing with the rap thing, I had my little clique and everything. And then Pun, it was Pun, Cuban, and SIth. They had their own little thing going on. And then we used to just go to the hallway and used to be rapping in the hallways and all that. We used to call it the halls of hell. They used to bang on the window and we start rapping. And then originally we weren't a group. We weren't together as a group. Originally, I had the place where to take them to a studio to record them. So I used to take them to my boy TNT's house up in University Projects. He had a recording studio in his house. So this is the first place that Pun has ever recorded vocals, lyrics, anything.
Oh, wow.
So my boy got the original cassette tape when we did it. So we did this tape and I ended up jumping on it and it came out crazy. So that was pretty much the birth of a crew that was called Full of Clips. So if people know what I'm talking about, Full of Clips was the beginning. Yeah. Was the beginning of everything. Wow. Full of Clips. It was that's when we all started changing our names. So we just was giving each other's name for what we used to, how we used to run in the streets and that. So from Big Moondog, it became Moondog the Punisher. And then Cuban, then that's how the way Cuban Links came up with his name. His original name was Lyrical Assassin. Then he changed his name to Cuban Link. And then Triple SIth was pretty much always Triple SIth as a rapper. And then I came in and I changed my name from Big Tune to the Sick One. And then that's how Full of Clips came about. And we just put the crew together. We put the rap crew together, and we was pretty much the first Latin hip hop group in the South Bronx. Period. That's on record. The first hip hop Latin group, the first hip hop Latin artist was my boy TNT. Just in case nobody know, he was the first original rapper artist Latino ever. And then we became the group and everything. So we started doing our thing. And then my boy Little Heck, he used to pretty much run the crew, the original Terror Squad. That was us. And then my boy Gizmo, rest in peace. He's the one that created Terror Squad. He's the one that created it. It was a graffiti crew. You know what I'm saying? And then from that, it just became something completely different. And we ended up getting called the Terror Squad because we used to terrorize everything where we used to go to. Parties and everything, so then we became Terror Squad. That's how the name came about. And so we started doing our music. My boy Little Heck was the one that hooked us up. With another dude. His name was B. Rest in peace to him too. God bless his rest his soul, from the Lower East Side. You know, the dude was one of the biggest drug dealers in the whole Lower East Side, big time. And he took into us, and he started putting money behind us. So he started buying us the hockey jerseys and the hoodies and the leather jackets. I made the logo. It was a demon face coming out of a cross with all bullet clubs. It was retarded. So he put money behind us. He put us all of that. He did everything, hooked us up. And then from there, we ended up getting into this big rap contest in the Victoria 5 Theater in Harlem, right next to the door to the Apollo Theater. And it was a big rapping contest from everybody all over the cities. And we ended up winning it. And by us winning that, we ended up getting onto this show. It was on Hot 97 back in the days, and it was called the Mike Check Show. And the host for that show was Melly Mel from the Furious 5. Melly Mel was the one that used to host that show. So we went on there, and we just started going crazy, freestyling on the radio and everything. Everybody that heard us on the radio, they thought we were black. They had no idea.
Wow.
Hispanic at all. So while we were spitting like that, Fat Joe walks in and he's like, "Oh yeah, these are my people." He didn't even know nobody in the room but me, because we the ones that came. We grew up together, so he only knew me. He didn't know nobody else in that room. So, you know, and I'm not gonna really get into it, but a lot of the stories that Joe told were false, fictional,
really,
very fictional. A lot of lies, a lot of lies. That's why a lot of people right now that from the Bronx that knew him, that know him and knew him after he released his book are crazy mad, because 90% of that book is not true. It's a lot happening there, but I don't want to get into that. It's not Joe Day.
Right.
But anyway, that's my history from the music and everything. And then as we started going further, we started doing music and everything. I moved to Orlando, and I ended up getting a deal with Ruckus Records and on my own. And then I came to Orlando, Florida, started doing my thing. Then I ran it and reunited with my cousin, Big Girl. And he had a real big production company out here in Florida. I didn't even know. But we reunited out here. He became my manager. And then we ended up going everywhere, touring, doing everything. And then I ended up going to LA, and we got a production deal from Jerry Heller. And if nobody don't know who Jerry Heller is the guy, the white guy that everybody hate, that started NWA. So you can see the movie or whatever, and you know who Jerry Heller is. But Jerry Heller is the one that actually signed me, and he's the one that gave us the whole production deal and gave us money so that we can come back to Florida and build our whole entire recording studio, production, and everything. And we did that, and it blew up. We did very well. We did that for years. And that's pretty much my story, my history of that. Also on my show, on the Saturday Night Raw show, we're going to be bringing in Cuban Link. We're going to be bringing in SIth and all of these artists that I came up with. And we're going to we're going to start doing segments in about 3 months with all these recording artists, from French Montana to all of these guys that I came up with. And we're going to be talking all of that. Just a little quick segment on it. We don't want to interfere with the statue collecting part, but we want to bring that history of hip hop to it too. So, that's my history of my music. That's how I came up.
I still remember it was a mixtape by Funk Master Flex, and Pun and Joe had a freestyle on there, and that was like the dopest one on the whole album. I used to have that thing on repeat, and it was like amazing. And then I can still remember in the hot tub sipping bubbly, rubbing your, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Pun was dope, man. And when I heard he died, I was like, damn, man. You know, it was real unfortunate. You know what I mean? But you know, being a big guy myself, I know it's hard, man. And then you know,
Yeah, it was really hard, man. You know, like with Pun, we didn't just you know, I know Pun's, you know, we were teenagers coming up, man, and the relationship that we had was insane. We also got a whole new documentary that's coming out with that, with the story of the Full Eclipse story. That's gonna be huge. Right now, we're just trying to work the deal of who's gonna pick, who we want to pick it up. We got a couple of things on the table right now, but we're not sure of, you know, who we want to pick. We want to just get it done by the right people. BET is in the mix.
oh wow.
We also got two big cable series that want to do something. We were, and we still in talks, and we're trying to get it to this point with Netflix, so that we could put the Full Eclipse story on there, which is the whole rise of everything, of me, Cuban, a big Pun, of everybody. When Pun passed, man, it was different. It was real different. It hit home because, you know, for people that only knew Pun from the music, they don't know the backstage Pun, the family Pun, the Pun that comes to the house parties, and you know, the Pun that comes and helps people, and they didn't know that part of Pun. They did it. They just knew the Pun, the funny guy, and all that, the video, the big fat guy or whatever. But Pun had one of the biggest hearts that you can ever find in a human being. And the guy was like so fucking good, so generous, excuse my language, so generous. He just helped everybody. He loved everybody. He loved his family dearly. He went all out for his friends. And when he died, I remember, man, when I got the phone call, it was messed up. It was real bad. You know, we flew out immediately within the 2 hours that we was told. We flew out, and then it was crazy, man. It was just bad. It was really bad situation.
I can imagine,
and especially the reason that he passed.
Right.
That was a harder pill to swallow.
Yeah. Well, let's get away from that. You know, segue from bad memories, man.
Yeah.
So how did you first get into like pop culture, like, you know, the comic book kind of thing, and where did you first, like, your roots, you know, with
the comic books? I've always collected comic books. I bought them. I used to always buy them because I draw too. You know, I also draw. That's another thing that nobody don't know about Sickone. I can really draw. Like,
oh, okay.
I used to go to art and design, all of that, and on the west side of Manhattan, I used to go to the school to art and design. It was one of the biggest art schools in New York City, period. I used to go to art design. I was there for like 9 months before I got kicked out of school and sent back to my own school. But my trade, I draw. You know, I do a lot of realism and stuff like that. Something that nobody don't even know about me. But that's why I used to collect the comic books. I used to draw, and I had this thing with Colossus. I just loved Colossus, and it was just the lines and everything that I used to draw on him. And also I used to take like clippings, and I used to make my own. Like, it was crazy, like football players and helmets and everything, like doing plays, and I used to hang them up on my wall. So I was like real geeky about that growing up. And then I used to save all these comic books and the milk crates, you know, milk crates from the bodega. Right. And I never took care of them. I didn't care. I just wanted to draw from them. So they were ripped up, all kind of stuff. And as years went by, you know, I always fall back to a comic book, always, for years. But what really got me into the starting of collecting, I had a recording studio on my other house. And on my second floor of my house, one of the big bedrooms up there, we converted it completely into a professional recording studio. The reason I did that is because I engineer, and I also produce and make beats and stuff like that too. Also, in the beginning of my channel, when you hear all the music, most of that was my production. I produced most of the music that you used to hear in my videos.
I believe it.
Yeah, so you know, I did all the production, I did all of that for my videos and everything. But the way that I started was, you know, I used to have a deal with Atlantic Records. And Atlantic Records used to send me artists. They used to fly them out, and they used to come to my house to record specific artists. And I it was just mostly like decorating, and it just was, there's just things I wanted to do in there, and I started with posters, and then I just wasn't getting it. So one day I was in Miami, and we went to this Cuban restaurant, and right next door to the Cuban restaurant was this comic book store. So I was like, yo, let me go in there and check out some comics. So when I walked in there, I was like, oh crap. That's the first time I've ever seen a statue in person. I never even knew they made things like that. Never even knew they made it. And I just was looking at this. I was like, oh my God, this is crazy. And then I was looking at the Hot Toys, and I had no idea what this was. I'd never seen this in my life. Only thing I ever seen was like the little Marvel Legends. And I didn't even know they were Marvel Legends. They were called Marvel Legends. I just knew they were like little figures or whatever. So when I went in there, I was like, oh my God, this is crazy. And I was like, I gotta put one of these things in my studio. So I remember the first statue that I've ever bought, and it wasn't even for collecting because I had no intentions of collecting. I bought it just for a decoration, but it looked so nice. And it was a 6-scale Kotobukiya statue of Thanos. Crazy. The one that he's posed like that, the original, it was so beautiful. And it was made by Kotobukiya. It was a polystone statue, 6-scale. And I was like, yeah, I want that. And the guy made a mistake because the statue was $399. It was like $400. And he sold it to me for $100. He made a mistake.
Oh, wow.
So he goes to the back, and I'm thinking, yo, all right, let me just get my statue and leave to walk out the store. He's like, no, you got to get ready for the box.
Box, yeah.
Like, oh, it comes with a box. He was like, yeah. They come up with this big ass box. I'm like, what the hell? Big box. Yeah. So then they open it, and then there was another head in there. Right. I was like, and they was like, yeah, you could switch the heads. I was like, yo. So that was my first introduction to statues, was that 6-scale Kotobukiya Thanos statue. Bring it home. I put it on my desk, have the artists come in, and they were all loving it. They were like, yo, this badass, bum bum. So I was like, oh man, that's crazy, right? So I was doing some research on YouTube, just doing some research on music. And then all of a sudden, I got this video that came up on that. You know, you got a timeline?
Yeah.
And it was a video, and it was Gem Mint. And I was like, so I click on it, and he's showing these statues, and I'm like, oh man, I was like, yo, this is dope. And then by clicking on him, other people came up. So there was this other guy who used to collect Hot Toys. And I'm looking at this, and I'm like, damn, this is... So anyway, that's what I first got into originally. Even though I had that statue, I started getting Hot Toys. And then that's when I met my great friend that everybody met on the show, the Design Jedi. My boy, that's I love him. That's like my brother. His name is Bernie, but everybody know him as Design Jedi. He lives in Miami. I lived over here 3.5 hours away. I drove 3.5 hours to trade for a Thanos 1/6-scale figure. I was like, so I went out there, we traded it, and it was just so dope just doing that. The trading and the getting the figure and all that. And the next thing you know, I had 185 Hot Toys and 75 Detours. Like, we had to take all the cushions out from my studio because it was all covered in Detours from IKEA. So yeah, man. And so I originally started with Hot Toys. And then from the Hot Toys, I started collecting Bowen Design and more Kotobukiya. And then stuff started getting out of control because I started buying statues. And mind you, I didn't even have a YouTube channel yet. But I was buying like 3 to 4 to 5 statues a week. And
wow.
And then I got into the Funko Pops, and I started collecting Funko Pops, and then that got out of control. I had like 4,000 Funko Pops. I had about and this you could go to my Facebook page and go way back, like 2.5 years back. All the pictures are there. So I had like a 400 Black Series, 400 Marvel Legends. My walls were covering it, and it got real serious. But then my kids and then my grandkids and them, they were like, yo, you got to do YouTube. And I was like, I don't know how to do YouTube. And, you know, I wasn't like out there. I don't even want to put myself out there. So then that's when I started watching everybody, you and everybody. It was like, I was like, all right, maybe I could do this, but I'm going to do it my style. I'm going to do it different. So that's why I came in, and I'm going to take this because, you know me, I'm raw. I'm going to take this. Yeah. I was the first dude that was doing those intros. those funny intros and commercials and all kind of stuff, and these little things and these crazy things, and then the music and all that playing throughout the whole video. I was the first one that was doing that. Go back and look at my original videos and tell me who else was doing it.
Oh no, you were.
Nobody was. I did that. So, you know, and it's great. Everybody follow. That's a dope thing. You know what I'm saying? That's something for me. So then I wasn't collecting statues yet. I was doing Hot Toys until I met Junior.
A match made in heaven.
Yeah, the introduction was made by the MCE channel. Let's go back a little bit. When my first video I ever did, I guess I made a lot of noise with my first video that I dropped. And the way that I did it was crazy. So I started dropping 2 to 3 videos a week. Statue, right? So MCE hit me up. They was like, yo, Sick, want you to come on the show, blah, blah. And I was like, oh, word, let's do it. I get on the show, and it was a great show. It was great. It was my introduction to everybody.
Right.
And then a couple of days after that, you hit me up. And then when you hit me up, I was like, yeah, man, let's do this. And it was brothers ever since that day. Since that day forward, you're just the way you are now, just a genuine dude, our friend. You became a great friend. And then the introduction came with Junior. And then with Junior, I started buying his statues off him, and that was my introduction to 1/3 scale statues. And then I started buying 2 1/3 scale statues a week. And very quickly, if you go all the way back from my channel when I started, I did a year, about almost 2 years straight, without missing 1 week of unboxing and reviewing a brand new statue. So if you think about that, you just count how many weekends there is in a month. That's how many statues. How many statues I used to buy a month. So I used to buy anywhere in between 6 to 7 statues a month, and I did that for a year and a half, almost 2 years straight, non-stop. And I grind and I grind and I grind and I grind and I did my thing. And then I cycled a lot through my collection. I had so many different things. I didn't know the direction I was going to. I was like, oh my God, I was spending too much money. I was addicted. Yeah. It didn't even get to the part of, oh, I'm a collector. No, I was just a person that was addicted to buying statues, because I was buying everything. I didn't even have a direction. I didn't care. Whatever came out new, I was like, I gotta have that. So
that's how it be in the beginning.
It was out of control, man. But that was my introduction to collecting. That's where I went to. I ended up being with the collections and everything. And like I said, you know, here I am today. 3 rooms, just full of everything. Like really nice. This time it's organized. Everywhere, my whole house, hallway, everything. It just looks like a gallery. But you know, that's just the style that I did. I'm blessed that I got a wife that loves what I do as well. And she, you know, she designed this behind me. So, you know,
wow,
she did a great
really?
job. Yeah, she's the one that designed this whole thing behind me, man. And this whole, because this is only half of the walls, this wall and that wall. And I'm one day I'm gonna turn it that way when it's finished, so I could
right.
You can see most of the bus.
Yeah, I'm envious of that, man, because you know my girl don't care nothing about this stuff, but like, you know, to have her collect with you, man, that's got to be special. You know what I'm saying?
I love it, man.
Yeah. So now, you know, you got the Saturday, like we was talking about, you got the Saturday night Raw show and Thursday night collector show and everything, and been very successful, man. You know, and you know, you got art, you know, all kind of people, art, statue collecting, and even the Queen Studios been on there with you, man. You know, so talk about that a little bit.
With Queen Studios, that connection came with John, the director from that. He reached out to me one day, and he was like, "Hey, Sick," you know, and we talked for a minute, and I was like, "Yo, you know, I love what you guys are doing." He was like, "Yo, we want to invite you here to do this," and then we was like, "All right, cool, let's make it happen." And then we just became cool. We used to talk. He used to tell me, ask me things about certain things that they were doing, and I would, you know, get my opinions and stuff like that. And then I invited him on the show. He came on the show, and we became really cool. We have a great relationship. And then they invited me to go to Vegas to the show out there in Vegas. It was a little bit different because it's just different. I was treated a little different, which was real respect. I respected. It was awesome what they did for me. You know what I'm saying? And it was just incredible. But the relationship with Queen Studios is great. We got a lot of things that's going on. Probably by the middle of the year, I'll be able to announce some things. There's some clarification that needs to be done for a lot of things that's going on. Just some hints. We're gonna more than likely you're gonna see videos of the Sickone knocking on collectors' doors and filming the whole house and filming their collections.
Love it.
So we're in talks about that through Queen Studios to get that done, to have that done. Probably is going to be a different channel. It's probably not going to be on my channel, but I'm going to be, the one that's going to be doing that. Also, I'm going to be going to any of the Queen Studios that they have here in the States. I'll be going to every show and being there to represent them and everything like that in that nature. And also, we are working on doing a very big Queen Studios pop-up show here in Florida. That's another thing that we've been working on. We told you that's in the talks big time. And hopefully by the middle of the year, we'll have confirmation. We'll have everything ready to go. It's just a little different now because they have to send a lot of their stuff away. Well, not really a lot of their stuff because they actually own a lot of their stuff. So it'll help them from not even having to bring the collections because it's already here in Florida. I own a lot of the Queen Studio pieces that they would show, except like the brand new stuff that they would have. Then they would ship those little things. But when it comes to the bus, I pretty much have all the bus from Queen Studios. And so we got that going on. Also, got some stuff going on with John Cena from LBS, from Legendary Beast Studios.
I was about to say, yeah.
another great guy, phenomenal guy, great guy, friend of the show. We got a lot of announcements that he's gonna, give us the honor of letting everybody know through the show, which is great. I can't wait for that to happen and to be able to tell everybody what I know. Can't tell everybody nothing, but it's a great, it's something phenomenal that's happening. I'll tell you this, 2024 LBS is going to be pretty much the statue is going to be shutting everything down, man. Like everything that they're coming out with is going to pretty much shut it down. It's pretty great stuff. And, just communications with different people. Great relationship with Collector Zone with my brother Marcos. That's the phenomenal guy. He's been backing me since the beginning when I started. He's called me, be like, "You're sick. Let's do a giveaway. You're about to hit like 2,000. Let's do a giveaway. You're about to hit 3,000. Let's do." So he's been stepping up, and he's the one that's been doing the giveaways and everything. Also, Legendary Beast just did a giveaway on the channel for the 1/3 scale Thor. Also did a giveaway. Also, another great friend of ours, Cosmic Chase Collectibles. I'm blessed, man. I'm blessed to have these relationships and these guys that I met doing this. And then so many guys in the community that I've met. It's crazy. They're the ones that actually made our show so great. The Thursday show and then the Saturday Night Raw show. And then again, the team that I put together, the team that has come together, and they on the Thursday night show and they on the Saturday Night Raw show. These are the best guys, the best friends that you can have. I met Rashid through your show, and he's been on the #1 guy on the Saturday Night Raw show along with Junior. Junior's coming back soon too, and also I have Rashid running the Thursday night show with me too, man. And the guy's phenomenal, so knowledgeable, great person, great human being. The show wouldn't really be where it's at without him. You know what I mean? Because he's such a human, and what he brings to the show is crazy. Also with Sam Crippler and and Fatal, all of these guys, man, that's had my back, and they just all came together, and they made the show what it is. Because without them, the show wouldn't be what it is. It just wouldn't. The numbers is great. You know what I'm saying? The views are great, but it wouldn't be those views and those numbers if it wasn't for the team that we are together. You know what I mean? So great to know that when I got things that I have to do, I don't have to skip a day. I got a team that could take over and they do a great show without me being there. I don't have to be there. But these guys are great, and I just gotta give them all the praise and the glory, because without them, bro, it wouldn't be the way that it is. It wouldn't.
I'm gonna tell you, it seems like every one of these interviews I do, people say, the pieces are great, the hobby's great, but the friendships I've made doing this is like priceless. You know what I mean? Because like long when we all in wheelchairs and all these statues of history, we still gonna have each other. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And I still remember the first time meeting the Sick One. When we met at the park making the ribs, and it was cold as I don't know what outside. We were still out there having a cookout.
Yeah, that was one of the best. That was probably, even though it was freezing, it was cold as hell.
It was cold, man.
And I don't know who made a decision to do a cookout next to a lake.
Junior,
Junior did that, man. That was the highlight of everything that I do today. Was meeting you guys. It was so dope, man, because the energy was crazy. It was dope. It was really nice, man.
It sure was. And I'll never forget it, man. And then and it's funny because like these barbecues have become a part of the statue culture, everything too. It's like a yearly thing and everything, man. But so now like you've transitioned from hot toys to statue. Now you done got into the bust and everything.
Yeah.
And I know you still got a few, because I know you just got the White Knight back from XM and everything.
Yeah.
And so is it like you just going bust, or you just having a combination?
No, what I did was that, like, me and Junior talked a lot about this, right? So what my vision was before the bust, I was cleaning up my collection before I started collecting busts. Mm-hmm. And I'm cleaning up the collection, meaning that I only wanted to keep, I guess, pieces that I felt were grails, or pieces that I felt that I loved more than anything, and low ES number things, and just statues that I felt that were out of reach. You know what I mean? Right. They were just out of reach. Mm. So that's what I did. I started collecting all of that, and then I ended up with an incredible collection. Incredible. And then I what got me into the bug of these like this, the silicone and the Infinity Studio. Well, this is more of a torso bust than a life-size bust. Right. This is just pretty much as a half of a human being chopped in half. Real talk. What got me into I was starting with these, with the sideshow ones, and I was starting with a few of the Infinity, and then Queen and stuff like that. I was starting with that, and then I just loved it. I loved it. And then what happened was I ended up going to Vegas to do this Queen Studio show, and I got to see these life-size silicone busts in person, and
it does it every time.
It completely changed
every time
my whole look of collecting. I was like, wait a minute. Mm-hmm. I thought that the silicone 1/3 scale statues was out of this world, out of this planet. Is nothing. Listen, everybody has their love for something until they see something else. And when I saw the quality and just the art, the detail, the art, the paint app, the wrinkles, it just blew me away. The time that it takes somebody to do punched hair one by one to make this look like this, it blew me away. When I came home, even my wife, when she was there, she was like, yo. And when we came home, we was like, yo, I need to do something different, because we got a whole look of how we want our house to look. We don't want our statues to just be thrown around. Right. We want them to be displayed. You know what I mean? We want it to, when people come in, we want them to feel like they're in a gallery, like they walking into some place so special that when they leave, they'd be like, man, we've never seen anything like that in our lives. Right. And not only did we never see nothing like that in our lives, but did you see the way that they had it? It looked like we walked in a gallery. So like I said, this is my wife designed this. She put the backdrop, she did everything. And all I did was just put the statues in the places where she wanted. And I was like, wow, really, it looks amazing. It's incredible. My whole hallway, when you walk in the house, it's like you're walking through a gallery. It's just beautiful, man. And it just changed my whole aspect of how not only to collect and what to collect, but how to display it.
Exactly.
how to display, the lighting, all of this. The lighting that we have here is specific to make these statues stand out, to make the background, the lines and the cracks and everything pop. Yo, I'm telling you, man, we like it. Just really like changed everything for me, man. And what I started doing was I started selling statues that I felt that I knew, like, all right, I had all these busts coming in, right? And I'm just gonna say it. It ain't to be big headed or nothing like that. I'm just gonna be honest. I had about $27,000 worth of life size busts that was coming in 2 weeks.
Wow!
All right, that I committed to all these people, and I didn't have the money. I'm not gonna even lie. I didn't have $27,000 for three to get it in 3 weeks. So I was like, all right, I do have $27,000 in the room. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So what I did was that I picked statues that I knew that once I post, they'll sell in seconds.
Exactly.
So I picked specific statues so that I can cover the bill because I didn't want it to come out of my pocket. Now, that to me, as a collector, I think that your collection should be able to pay for your collection.
I totally agree.
You know what I mean? I don't think, well, this is just me speaking. But me, I don't think that I just don't think that I want to keep spending and spending and spending and spending and spending and spending credit cards and spending and then just be in debt. No,
right?
Why would I have to be in debt when I can sell these things? And these are honestly, and they're materialistic things. You know what I mean?
They are.
You can get them back.
You can, sure can.
You can get, and I'll prove it. You can get it back. So I sell all this stuff, right? I got all my busts that came in. We ended up getting all these busts. Incredible, blown away. But and then, little by little, Batman on bike, come home. Man Hush, come back home. Doomsday, come back home. Batman Who Laughs, come back home.
Back home, yeah.
Little by little, I started bringing everything back. Right now, out of everything that I sold, I am 4 short.
Wow.
4.
That's
so
incredible.
I'm on the hunt.
Yeah.
I'm still on the hunt. I'm having fun with this. So I got to get back my Ghost Rider on horse. I got to get that back.
I had a feeling that was one of them. Yeah.
Yep. Got to get back my Ghost Rider on horse, right? Got to get back my war tank.
Okay. That might be a little difficult.
Well, no, war tank is easy because people are selling them things for like $3,000.
Yeah, I saw some guy selling one the other day. You know,
they're available. They're available, but I'm just not ready to pull the trigger on it yet.
Yeah,
and then especially right now, I just finished buying the I just pulled the trigger on the life size Infinity Studios Wonder Woman, man, that I've been looking for the longest. And I got her. She'll be here next week. I'm excited, and that just bankrupted me. So I'm can't buy nothing for a while, but you know that's $5,000 bust. And I found her; she's coming home. But I got all these other statues that I want to get back little by little. I just can't do it right now because I'm being very respectful of what I do. Okay, all right. Then somebody's texting me. But yeah, so that's what I got into. That's what I'm into now. And it's just working so well for me, man. It's working so well for me. It's working so well that I have not done, and mind you, I'm a person that does reviews every single week. I have over 21 pieces that came in, and not one of them have I done a review for yet.
Wow. You got a lot of work to do,
really busy because I also got the other endeavor with the food truck businesses and all that,
which we're gonna get into in a minute. Yeah.
So that so it slows me down a lot. This weekend, well, not this weekend, but Friday, I'm planning on just waking up in the morning, and that's what we're gonna be doing. I got some help too, filming some stuff, so it's gonna be a nice different look for you guys when y'all see the new videos coming out. So I got some help with people filming me now and everything, so it's gonna be quicker for me to film. Which is the hardest part, was for me to film and get all of this and then sit down and edit it. But I got a team now that's helping me. So I got all of these videos that we're about to film. So I'm trying to film like 9 videos on Friday so I can have them on deck just to release them every weekend. So yeah, I mean, that's where I'm at. That's where everything's at right now, man. I'm loving I've gone back into loving collecting again. The shipping thing is not bothering me at the time because I am not buying nothing from overseas. Everything that I've been buying has been local and has been here in the States, and pirate ship has been a blessing. Yes.
Yeah, I done heard a lot about this pirate ship and everything, and we'll get into that in a second, but yeah, some of these busts, like I've never seen them in person, but like, to see those people pull that Thanos one out, like 4 people try to pull that out the crate, and I was like, man, are y'all serious? And then the I'm not sure if it's Queen or if it's Infinity, make that Balrog from Lord of the Rings, and this thing is like literally like 5 feet tall almost, and just some of these busts are being the same. That the Thor one, like it's literally like the person, meaning the not Captain America, well, Captain America too, but the one I'm talking about is the Doctor Strange. Oh my God, it's like it's crazy, and it's like, what's next? The person gonna be in your house, because it's literally, what I'm saying. But yeah, so let's get into the food truck, and that's something I've all, because people, I'm in the, I used to work in a hotel,
Right.
and, cook and everything, and I got tired of working for them, so I always want to do my own thing. But you got a food truck, and so tell us a little bit about that.
I got 2 of them.
Oh, okay.
So I got 2 of them, but we wanted to start with the one first. It's a big investment, very, very big investment. It was a huge investment for us. We took our savings. We didn't want to do the financing thing. We didn't want to do anything like that. We just wanted to go and buy a truck. We got blessed with a truck that we found. We found one first, and we ended up getting the truck for about 20 grand, and it came with everything in it. Well, everything meaning, what food truck, what brand new food trucks come with. They come with the griddle, they come with a warmer, they come with a fryer, they come with cabinetry, and then everything else, accessories, toasters, all that stuff, you got to buy it yourself. So we ended up getting a real good deal for the food truck. It was phenomenal. It was brand new. It's 18 feet long by 8 feet wide, 8.5 feet wide. It's very big. We ended up getting it, and it took us a while to get it off the ground because we had to wait for inspections and all kind of things. And then we find out that we had to put a fire suppression system in it, and more money and everything. But then at the end of the day, we ended up having it going. We did the inspection, passed the inspection, and it was just a matter of us going out there and opening it up. And mind you, I've never done this before, ever. What I did do was cook. We've always cooked. Here we always have parties in my house, and everybody comes.
They do.
People fly in to my party, like for real. From New Year's to our Halloween parties to birthdays, Christmas, everything. We have big parties here. Talking about over 150, 200 people that grams up a house. So, and then we cook for everybody. We do all the food. People think that we actually bring in caterers, and we didn't. That's me and my wife. We make all the food. I've been cooking for years, even before me and my wife, got reunited and came together. I know my wife since she was 14 years old, bro. We got reunited like 3 years ago. Crazy, dope ass love story. But anyway, so I didn't know how to do nothing. I don't know how to work a griddle. I didn't know how to work none of that. All I know how to work is an oven and a stove. So I didn't know how to do none of that. And then YouTube was our savior, because we started learning everything on YouTube. Everything we started learning it on YouTube, what to do, what to make, and things like that, and everything. So I started learning everything. After watching YouTube, I thought I was a professional, right? I was like, all right, we're ready to go. Let's do this. Our first mistake, and this is to anybody that's doing a food truck, know what you're going to have on your menu.
Yes, sir.
Make your menu as small as possible. As small as possible. Don't overload yourself. I did that. That was our first mistake. We ended up doing a menu with everything on it, like 15 different items. It was crazy. Crazy. We got blessed because we got a great location where we keep the truck at. We're only opening on the weekends for now. And then in 3 weeks, we're gonna be there the truck is gonna be there every day. What I'm doing right now is training a couple of people, namely one is my oldest son, so he could run the truck and everything, right? But it was doing great. So anyway, the first day that we go out there, first mistake, We weren't ready. I didn't even, me and my wife, we didn't eat. We didn't do nothing. We didn't even hydrate ourselves. We just started packing the truck and everything and just throwing everything in the truck to take it. Already bad. When we get there, we set everything up. It took us 2 hours just to set the truck up. That's a big no-no. Your truck should be already set up within 35 to 45 minutes, ready to go. Everything's ready to go. 2 hours it took us.
Sick, you there, bro? You froze up, homie.
So yeah, y'all, we had to change rooms. I don't know what happened to the internet on my laptop. I don't know. My laptop just crapped out on me, man. But I'm here in one of my other rooms. But yeah, man. So with the food truck and that, man, it was just the first day was a disaster. Long story short, we was only there for 2 hours. I got sick, like physically sick.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, like physically sick. Like I was I think I was just dehydrated. And I was, like I said, I didn't eat. I didn't hydrate myself. Then I started hydrating myself, but I was drinking soda. And I don't even drink soda like that.
You don't do that.
But that was the coldest thing that we had in the truck. So I was like, yo, give me the coldest shit. And then that's what happened. So I started hydrating myself with that. And then I got really, really sick. Then my wife looked at me and she noticed that I turned like white. And she was like, yo, we need to go. And yeah, man. So that was our first day, was just a big fail, disaster. But and at the same time, it was really busy. And that's what happened. It was so busy. I was running back and forth. And this is the first time I was using a grill. The grill was too hot. I didn't figure out the grill yet and blah. So we went home and I was like, yo, you know what? We're going to have to reset. Let's go to the truck every day at the storage. And we're going to figure this truck out and work the truck like we working it. We did that and it worked out, because the next weekend when we opened up that Saturday. We opened up at 10 o'clock in the morning. And by 2:15, 2:30, we were completely sold out. So we sold out everything. And we had, I think it was a $960 day in 4 hours.
Wow.
And if anybody knows about food and knows about food truck or even sales of a restaurant or something, for you to sell $900 and something in 4 hours, it's phenomenal. It's unheard of. And we did that. It was successful. It was awesome. It was just phenomenal, man. And then we did it again the next day. And then the next day we killed it again. And then this past weekend, it's just going. It's flowing. We killing it, man. So I'm really excited about it. I'm happy. So I just want to get this truck up and running and everything, because now we have the experience. Now we know what we're doing. So the other truck is getting wrapped right now. And once this is already established and is going, which hopefully in 2 months it will be, it's great. But it just let us know, how much the truck will be making on a daily basis. And it's blowing me away, man. It's blowing me away. It's pretty much, the door for our next plan, which is for next year. And next year is, all right. As a man, I learned something very important. I learned that when you set goals, you have to complete them. You can't set a goal and then not complete the goal and then give up. You cannot give up on a goal. You have to set a goal, set a plan, set a goal, and keep on until that goal either succeeds or it fails, but you have to try it. I've never tried goals. I've always set things and I've never accomplished them because I never put my all into it. We put our all into this and it just blew us away. So now the goal and it's been for 2 years now, and now we got 1 year left. Next year, my goal is to have the walk-in restaurant.
Oh, wow.
A full-blown storefront restaurant, but it's not just going to be a restaurant. It's going to be a restaurant with everything that we love. It's going to have the statues. It's going to have the fish tanks because we're into aquariums. We're into all of that. And attached to this restaurant, and I got the idea because I live here next to Disney World. And if you notice, as soon as you leave a ride in Disney World, where do you go through before you go outside? You have to go through a gift shop.
As soon as you get off that ride, it's not like you can just walk out and hey, go to the next ride. No, the exit is a gift shop. You have to walk through that gift shop.
Yep.
So the idea of the restaurant is while you're waiting to be seated, or when you leave the restaurant, you have to physically walk through our comic book store. So we're gonna bring everything together in one location.
I like it.
And that's been my dream for the past 3 years. My dream is for the past 3 years has been a restaurant. Since I started collecting, now the collecting has come into what I want to do and add it into this restaurant. So the restaurant is going to be a restaurant / gallery / comic book store where you can buy comic books, statues, and everything. So, you know, that's my dream, man. And I'm going to make my dream come true. I'm going to do everything in my power to make my dream come true, because that's my retirement. That's my retirement. And I want to be able to retire and just look at my family grow from what I built and eat off of what I built. And at the same time, they'll be able to take care of me.
Man, that's I don't even know what to say after that, because most people, like you said, they just talk, but you actually putting it in motion and everything. But we're getting short on time, so I got 2 final questions. Like this is what I'm gonna do first. Now I know it's sometimes Archangel, he's one of the guys, one of the guys in my crew, he gives some kind of flack. Is the channel wise, not far as the shot, the food truck and everything, channel wise, do you look at it as a business, or is this just something fun for the community? Or because like I know a lot of times he gives you flack over that, so what do you think?
All right, with the channel, and I'm looking up at something right now because I want to share this with you guys.
Okay.
So
sure.
I already have it right here, but I'll share this with everybody out there when I answer this question. Now, I can say this, and it is no disrespect to no other YouTuber, to no other YouTube channels, to anything or anybody out there. I can positively say that anybody can go to my channel and go in the comment or the links below, and there is no links with affiliated links to make any money. There's no affiliated links for you to go to an affiliated link. Click on that link so you can buy a statue from Sideshow, so you can buy a statue from Cosmic Chase, from anybody.
Mm-hmm.
Where I make a percentage or I make any money. And don't get this wrong. There's nothing wrong with that. It was just my decision not to do that. Okay. And mind you, I don't have 50,000, 30,000, 100,000 subscribers, but I'm one of those guys that have 6,000 subscribers. That's only been on YouTube for 2 years, when other YouTubers has been on YouTube for 10, 15 years and only have 1,500 subscribers. Right. I don't make no money off of YouTube.
Me neither.
Zero. Not 1 red cent. I've made in 2.5 years, I probably made $80.
Wow.
And that's added up.
Right.
Okay. From 50 cents to 25 cents to 3 cents.
He ain't lying.
But I don't got no problem showing people paperwork.
No, trust me, I know.
I got
same
receipts.
Thing. Same you know thing.
Yeah. I got receipts.
Same thing.
I've never made a dime. And like I said, this is not a shot to no YouTubers out there, to anything like that. If you're making money off of you're paying for statues,
that's
off
fine.
Of this, then that's great. That's a great thing. I'll take it. If I can make a little bit of money here and there to help me with my collection, there's nothing wrong with that. Mm-hmm. But I chose not to do the affiliated LinkedIn because I don't have the time for that shit. I don't have the time for it. Now, you can speak to Cosmic Chase. You can speak to all of these people out there. They've made thousands of dollars off of me because I've sent them many people that's bought thousands and thousands of dollars of statues off of them because I sent them like directly straight to them because of my platform. All right. I don't get nothing for free. There's no company out there that could come to me and be like, Sick be always asking for shit. Sick be wanting this for free. Sick wants that for free. I challenge any company out there to prove me wrong. I've never done that. Never done that. You know what I'm saying? I've had people, volunteer for stuff and be like, yo, let's do a giveaway. Let's do this and this and that. You know what I'm saying? And if anybody want to do anything with them, I ask them. I don't ask them for stuff for me. I'm like, well, just give me the statue. Give me this. Give me that. No, I'll be like, yo, you got something that we could give away? Never. Yo, dude, let me get that. Save that to me. Let's do this. Let's do that. No. Do I ask for a discount? Yes. But I buy my stuff.
Right.
I buy my stuff. Discounts is maybe a savings on shipping or maybe $100 off. Never have I gotten anything 50% off or anything because of all these statues, companies, and sponsors or anything like that. Now, when it comes to Ark, with Ark, Ark is different. He's different. He has his point of views, and he has his opinions on different things, right? But a lot of the stuff that he says is contradictable. He contradicts himself a lot of what he says. Like he says YouTubers are destroying this thing and this and this and that. Then that means that you're destroying it too because you're a YouTuber. You're a YouTuber. You got a channel. You're doing your live. You're still considered a YouTuber, right? Period. Or just do your stuff on StreamYard and on Facebook. Now you're no longer a YouTuber. Now you're just the guy that's doing videos on Facebook. You know what I'm saying? It's a big difference on Instagram. But you can have videos on YouTube and then say that everybody's doing all of this and this and that, but you don't have nothing to do with it. Yes, you do because you're a YouTuber. But let me share this with you guys. Because, we do a lot of things and argue with everything like that, right? So this is what he wrote to me after the show. And I'm going to share it with everybody. He put, I thank you for letting me on. Let me put it here so I can see. Because like I said, y'all, I'm getting old. I can't see shit real good. So he said, I thank you for letting me on whenever I ask for an invite. Because he asks us to, send me a link. I want to get on. Whenever I ask for the invite. The community is wild. I'm sorry for creating drama. I had way too much to drink. That's art. Way too much to drink and love going back and forth with Rashid. I wish only the best for you and for your channel and what you do. This is what I wrote back to him in response. Okay? Because this is me. I'm a genuine dude. Nobody could say nothing different about me. I'm raw, I'm genuine, and I'm real. I tell him, bro, never apologize for being real. You're genuine and real, and whoever doesn't like it, I'm sorry for cursing, fuck them. That's it.
Yeah.
That's as blunt and as real as you can get. I ain't got nothing against Ark. Ark is a great friend of ours. Ark is, like I said, he has different ways of saying things and his opinions. But at the same time, you cannot down a person for being himself or down a person for being real. He's just another person that's in the community with a different opinion. And that's what this community is about. You go to my shows, go to my Thursday night show, go to my Saturday night. What do? I tell you what I do. I bring in every single YouTuber. I don't care if you got one subscriber or not. And I give you a platform. I give everybody a platform. I give everybody, I introduce everybody. I bring in everybody. It's not about, it's only Sick Mansion. Subscribe only to me. But no, my man. I tell them, everybody subscribe to everybody. Let's everybody grow. Everybody, let's come together. Let's stop the garbage. Let's get together. Let's have shows. And that's why both my shows are so successful. That's why both my shows get 3,000 to 4,000 views. That's why. Because we real. We are 100% with everybody. And I will bring in everybody. I don't care who they are, what YouTuber they are, what's going on, as long as they're not one of those people that be robbing people on the in the communities and stealing people's statues and all, then we don't give nobody like that platforms. But everybody, I share the love with everybody. Nobody does that. Nobody. And when it started,
I used to.
I used to. Pretty much got that from you.
Yeah.
I just feel like you shouldn't be bigger than the other.
I agree.
We all got to share and we all got to help each other come along. You know what I'm saying? Look at Sam. Look at Crippler. Crippler's about to start his channel.
Yeah, so
I can't wait for him to do that because that's what my blessing, that's what everybody's blessings. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. That's what it's supposed to be about. We're supposed to help each other, supposed to support each other. That's all. Whatever happens, happens. You can fix things behind closed doors. You don't got to put everything out there. You know what I mean? Look what was done to me. A couple of things were done to me this year. You know what I'm saying? You had a guy take one of my statues and unbox it and review it and act like it was his and all kind of stuff and all of that. I'm not going to mention his name. You had another person that was on my show. They got kicked off my show and then went behind our backs and then had access to my channel and blocked us in my own channel and then did a video about the sick one and then act like nobody knew who the hell he was.
That was bugged out.
That was horrible, terrible. And you know what happened? It backfired. It backfired on him. Where is he? Nobody knows what this guy. Nobody sees this guy no more. He pops up every now and then on the Enabler channel, on my boy's channel, but that's it. Yeah. But we're gonna keep it at that. But a lot of things we went through, man, that I went through this year. But I don't wild out. I don't flip out. No, I don't go through all of that no more. It's about love, man. We're supposed to stick together, man.
Yeah, 100. I mean, hey, but that adversity builds character.
Yeah.
So you rose, but we running short on time. This is the last question I want to squeeze in. Now you didn't gone through a lot of pieces, bus, everything. If you could pick one as one that was like the one that floored you the most, or if you can't do one, I say one bust and one statue. Which ones would it be?
All right, let's go with the bust real quick because there's nothing. Okay. I could tell you this real fast.
Right.
The bust that blew me away is the Infinity Studios Heath Ledger Joker bust.
Okay.
That's one of the, I've never seen anything like that ever. And I own a bunch of them. But that one right there is, to me, is like he's actually physically in my house.
Wow.
And it's the detail, it blows me away. That's one of the only statues that I really get into it and I look at it and I'm like, yo, and it freaks me out. And it really does. Like, it's just incredible. I'm gonna do the review for that. I'm supposed to be dropping it in about 3 weeks, and you'll understand because when I do my reviews, I like to do all the details. Another statue that blows me away that I love so much. This is hard. This is really hard.
Yeah, statues.
Because there's so many that's come out, and that's really good. I can say, and she's up there. I can't really turn the camera. She's up there, but there's actually two of them. The first one I'm gonna say, and this is why I got him back, and I got him back 2 weeks ago, is the Prime One Studios 1/3 scale Batman. The Batman Who Laughs. That's one of the best statues to me that's ever been made. I would have said Superman Hush, but no, that one right there is definitely one of the statues that blew me away. And I'm gonna say two more real quick. Okay. The 1/3 scale Prime One Studios Doomsday, the one I got from Junior.
Right.
That statue is by far one of the best statues ever made. And my last one is going to be the Prime One Studios 1/3 scale Red Sonja with fighting the snake.
Oh, the serpent. Yeah.
I got her up there, and I actually have Wonder Woman versus Hydra. She's been shipped. She's on the way. And those are my favorite statues I've ever had.
And that's saying something, because when I tell you this man, go to his channel, this man had a lot of pieces. So if
over 200,
right? So I mean, you can't say much more than that. I wish we had more time. We probably gonna have to get you back on the show, but man, look, it's been a pleasure, and I can definitely say this has been one of my favorite interviews. Not because you're my man, and everything, but it's like the depth of journey from artist to to where you are today has been like the most interesting story, one of the most interesting stories I've heard to date on this show. So, man, we really appreciate you coming on and everything.
And I appreciate you inviting me, man. This is dope. It's always dope hanging out with my brother. Anyway.
Oh, of course, yeah, and let the people know where as if they don't know, but tell people where they can find you and when you come on and all that stuff. Yeah,
so you can find me at if you like reviews and everything like that, and I always put a twist to it and make it funny or whatever. You could go on YouTube and you could go to Sick Mansion Collectibles. Sick Mansion is one word, Collectibles is another. Sick Mansion Collectibles on YouTube. Just show love. You can subscribe. You don't have to subscribe if you don't want to. Just watch the videos if you like them and continue to watch them. But if you want to subscribe and show love, you can do that. But it's Sick Mansion Collectibles on YouTube. Every Thursday night at 8:30 p.m., we have a show that's called the Collector's Corner, where I have a panel with a bunch of guys. We bring in a whole bunch of different guests. Also wanted to give a shout out to Critical Mass, for Critical Mass helping out also on the show and has joined the team as well. He's a great guy. I completely forgot to mention him when we were talking earlier. And also we have another show, there's Saturday Night Raw show that was created with me, myself, and Junior the Statue Collector.
The original
originally with him, and then Rashid came on. Rashid is still there, will always be there. Junior will be back on the show in a couple of months. But he comes on every now and then. But check us out every Thursday night at 8:30 p.m. and check us out every Saturday night at 9 p.m. We just go crazy. We do everything. We have fun with the community, and we just go all out. And remember the name, Saturday Night Raw. We get raw with it. Definitely.
They do. Well, look, man, it's been a pleasure, and we'll definitely see you again. And thanks for coming on. And we want to thank everybody for watching this episode of Just Asking for a Friend. Talk to you later.
Appreciate you. Love you, my brother.
Love you too, brother. Peace.
What?